one new voice message.
Hi, Mayor. It's Corey. Happy State of the City Day. I just wanted to check in with you because today is such a busy day. I wanted to remind you that after your meeting this morning, we have rehearsals at Center for the Arts at 9 a.m. sharp. Have fun at your meeting. Oh, I'm stopping for coffee. Do you want anything?
Hey, Mayor, it's a pleasure to see you.
Likewise.
Thank you so much for taking the time to see me today. I know it's a very busy day for you. Let me show you what I've been working on. So let me tell you, I really appreciate being considered for the Made in Chandler showcase. It's, oh, I'm sorry, Mayor. I really need to take this. Give me just a moment. Mom, I told you I'm in a very important meeting. Mom, have you rebooted? Well, then unplug it and plug it back in.
Hello. I can't come to the phone right now. Please leave it. Oh, no, no. This cannot be happening. Oh, my gosh.
I know. There's the thing. Sorry about the interruption there. Mayor?
Hey, I'm right here.
Mayor?
Uh-oh. Oh.
This just isn't like him. Now what?
This is not good. I've got to get back to fix this. I love this event. The food is awesome. Whoa. It's okay. It's okay. Nice dog.
Where'd he go?
So Renee, on item 16, I wanted to share a couple things with you, my thoughts. Hi.
Hi. Have you seen the mayor?
No, I haven't seen him today.
Have you seen him?
No, I haven't today.
Guess the mayor's lost. Anyway.
Greg, what's up?
Hey, Stephanie, how's it going?
Good. Hey, are you going to the gay block party this weekend?
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't miss it. Last time, Chandler PD brought canines and robots.
Oh, awesome. I'll see you there.
Whoa, 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 boys.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. There's probably some old snacks on the bottom. Anyways, we're going to head out. We're going to City Hall to get our passports renewed.
Cool.
But first, I promised I'd take Daniel to Creole Experience.
No. Hey, let me out.
Good afternoon from this beautiful Thursday, February 20th. We just received a breaking news bulletin that Chandler Mayor Kevin Hartke has gone missing. City staff are notably worried as their State of the City event starts in just a few short hours at 6 p.m. Staff have looked everywhere, all over Chandler, and he has yet to be found. Here with us are two City Council members to provide us an update. Thank you so much for joining us, gentlemen. Can you please confirm that Mayor Kevin Hartke is indeed missing?
The mayor's missing?
There you have it, folks. It's been confirmed. Mayor Hartke is missing. We will keep you updated as we learn more. And now to Scott with weather.
Oh my gosh, it's 4 o'clock. I'll never make it in time.
It's after 5 already.
I want
Wonder where he is.
I don't know. You see where he's at?
Wow. New Square really looks awesome from up here. It's crazy. That used to be the site of Chandler's original City Hall. It is really exciting to see all the new development in Price Corridor, like Northrop Grumman on Allred's Park Place. I can't wait to see what comes next in our largest corridor. Hey, there's the new fire training building. This is a safe place to train all year long, especially during the hot summer months. City Hall at last. We passed it. Whoa.
Can you believe this used to be an old ICANN storage facility?
No way. I heard they've got a salon and workspace in there now too.
That is so cool. I love the way all these spaces are being redeveloped.
Mayor? Everyone's looking for you. Quick, get City Hall on the phone. Mayor! We've been looking everywhere for you. What happened? Why are you so small?
It was a machine. That hub 249. It shrunk me.
The State of the City is starting. We have to get you back over there so we can get you back to normal size. Here, hop on. I'll go get the machine and then I'll meet you back at the center. Here, take the mayor. Bye. Hurry, in here. Here goes nothing.
Whew, I finally made it here. It's been a long day. I do want to thank our communications department for putting that video together. We certainly had a lot of fun. And on behalf of our city council and staff, we appreciate you all taking time to be here tonight and take part of our State of the City address. I do hope that you also had the opportunity to meet some of the makers and innovators behind Chandler's unique businesses tonight that made the Made in Chandler Expo. It's really kind of cool out there. I encourage you to stay after this address to continue to learn about the history, stories, and passions, and there might even be some food left over as well. So before we get into the meat of this address tonight, I do want to make some introductions. So please hold your applause until after each group of folks that have been invited. So first of all, I'd like to introduce our Chandler City Council. And before I mention them by name, I do want to say that tonight I get to be a voice up here but we're a solid voice in Chandler, and it is really the work and the vision of this joint council that gets things done in our community. I'm blessed to be mayor, but really I'm not just one of seven. I'm one of seven visionaries and people who love this city and strongly desire to see us moving forward. So I would like to introduce Vice Mayor Renee Lopez, Councilmember Sam Wong, Councilmember Jeremy McClymans, Councilmember Matt Orlando, Councilmember Terry Rowe, and Councilmember Mark Stewart. We are also honored tonight to have congressional representatives here, so please, I would stand to be recognized. Congressman Andy Biggs. We also have Dave Romney from Senator McSally's office, Inder Ganala from Senator Sinema's office, and Matt Lubish from Congressman Greg Stanton's office. And we have some other elected officials in our midst as well that have joined us tonight. So again, please wait for your applause until a whole group of folks have been introduced. We have Senator Sean Bowie, I believe Senator J.D. Mesnard, Representative Jennifer Pollack, Arizona Corporation Commissioner and former Chandler Mayor Boyd Dunn, City of Maricopa Mayor and President of the League of Cities, Christian Price, Town of Queen Creek Mayor Gail Borney. We also have City Council members from Mesa, Jen Duff and Kevin Thompson, and Town of Queen Creek Council members Robin Benning, Jeff Brown, Maricopa County Supervisor Jack Sellers, Maricopa County Assessor and former Gilbert City Council member Eddie Cook, Central Arizona Water Conservation District Board of Directors Ben Graff. I'm just proud I said Queen Creek Council member correctly. It's always a mouthful to me. We also have some other former city officials here and stakeholders in our audience. So Representatives Ward Nichols, former City of Council member and Representative Bob Robson, former Council member Nora Elland, Rick Human, Trinity Donovan, as well as from our city and boards and commissions, City Manager Marcia Reed, city employees, and board and commissioner members, past and present. Please stand. There are also some other special relationships that really make Chandler Chandler, people represented in our office as well. We have members from our Chandler Unified School District, board, educators, and staff, Chandler Chamber of Commerce members and President Terry Kimball, Downtown Chandler Community Partnership members, Staff Executive Director Mary Murphy Bessler. Please stand. And this month we are celebrating the centennial of Chandler's incorporation as a city. And there are also several founding families as well as families that have helped shape Chandler into the innovative and vibrant community that it is today. I would like to acknowledge those families, and I encourage all of you to learn more about how histories intertwine with Chandler throughout our incorporation centennial this month. We've got many programs going on at our museum that highlight these families. And of course, I would not be here without the support of my wife and my family. So Lynn, my wife, my daughter Caitlin, son Zachary, and his wife, Sarah. I did just call you Zachy, didn't I? Sorry about that. And I want to thank everyone else for coming out tonight, too. Let's get down to business and talk about Chandler. We are truly a community of innovation, not because we declare that, but because of the staff, because of the business owners and the innovative minds in our audience, as well as in our city. In 2019, the City Council worked diligently with staff to update Chandler's vision and brand to better reflect where our community is headed. To be a world-class city that provides an exceptional quality of life, 5 focus areas emerged from the development of our vision and goals. A month ago, our council, our staff spent 2 days to work together to put these items together to reflect who we are as well as where we want to go. And in the opening video, we subtly touched on each of these: infill and redevelopment, innovation and technology, mobility, neighborhoods, and quality of life. And throughout 2019, council and staff worked together to make strides in each of these areas and to lay a strong foundation for the future. And tonight, I have the privilege of highlighting a couple of these events, these occurrences, as well as talk about where we are headed. So let's talk with infill and redevelopment. As you know, build-out is approaching soon. With roughly 12% of available land remaining in our community, we're finding opportunities to repurpose existing spaces while planning for the future of unbuilt properties. Our goal is to create unique amenities, spaces, and experiences that will attract people to our city. Last year, we saw many of these types of projects come into fruition, including Civic Market, Sleepy Whale, Oregon Street Parking Garage, New Square, Hidden House, Craft 64, the Sicilian Butcher, Jollibee, Crayola Experience, and with many more that we would be here a very long time if we tried to mention all of them. Just south of here and across the street, George Oliver announced a $53 million renovation to existing buildings that were former city council chambers to bring a new creative office portfolio to the heart of downtown. And in addition to continue large expansion projects like Intel and Northrop Grumman, we saw significant investments throughout the rest of our employment corridors, with nearly 3 million square feet completed or under construction last year. In 2019, 19 companies announced expansions or new operations that are anticipated to create 4,000 jobs in target industries. I think that's worthy of an applause. Our Economic Development Department, as well as the entire city, has been kept quite busy in 2019, and this promises to continue well into the future. These developments and companies are expected to invest $190 million in our community. And beyond their financial commitment, I appreciate that many of these companies choosing Chandler are investing their time in our community through youth programs, volunteerism, and getting involved in boards and local commissions as well. And tonight, I am excited to introduce our Price Corridor's newest tenant, Clarivate Analytics, a global leader in providing trusted insights and analytics to accelerate the pace of innovation in Chandler and beyond. Please join me in welcoming Jerry Steed, CEO and Chairman of Clarivate Analytics. His Chandler office will be home to approximately 150 employees, will be one of 3 global centers of excellence, with the other locations in London and Malaysia. I'm willing to go tour with you, by the way. And I look forward to working with you and your company as employees plant roots into our community. Another important component of our economic development efforts is tourism, which is focused on bringing people and dollars to our community, plus improving our economic competitiveness. Last year, we saw a 9.5 increase in the number of rooms nights booked over the previous year. And in 2020, we will continue to build upon our efforts to position Chandler as a destination for meetings and events. This past year has been truly phenomenal, and I'm excited to announce that in 2020, we will be launching a rebrand process for West Chandler. West Chandler is our second largest employment corridor, home to nearly 28,000 jobs, with miles of frontage along Interstate 10 and Loop 202. And this rebrand will provide a unique identity to the area and for increasing the number of developments and businesses that are expanding there. Let's talk now about innovation and technology. Companies are drawn here for our strong commitment to innovation and technology. Chandler has become a safe testing ground for pioneers and industrial leaders to pilot innovative ideas. The opening of Hub 249 and business incubation and development programs at the ASU Chandler Innovation Center position Chandler to be a hotbed for new ideas. And I want to thank Councilmember Stewart for advocating for additional funding to boost our annual Startup Weekend that gathers entrepreneurs from across the East Valley for a weekend of idea sharing and business development workshops. And I believe that Chandler has done an excellent job of supporting the culture of innovation in our community and set great example of how innovative solutions can improve services and quality of life. Did you know that we were ranked 9th in the top digital cities list from the Center of Digital Government for using technologies to tackle social issues, enhance services, and strengthen cybersecurity and more? I'm extremely proud of the partnerships Chandler has with companies working on emerging technologies. Our partnerships with local innovators have also caught an international eye with leaders and journalists from around the nation and a half dozen other countries coming to Chandler to learn more. Because of the varieties of companies manufacturing components and leading the way in the development of the autonomous vehicle technology, Chandler was dubbed as the autonomous vehicle capital of the world. And last year, we became the first city in the nation to launch an autonomous vehicle ride-hailing program with Waymo. Waymo, they recently surpassed 20 million miles of driving on public road cruising, and a large number of those miles were driven right here in Chandler, Arizona. And our police and fire departments have also worked with Waymo literally to write the books in terms of how to respond to incidents with autonomous vehicles, which we're grateful are few and far between. Other city departments have taken measures to adopt transportation plans, zoning ordinances, and infrastructure to prepare for this technology. Just south of here, the Oregon Street parking garage in downtown Chandler is an example of how we are accounting for technologies and services to change as we move now and into the future. The growth of innovation and technology in Chandler can be found most prominently in our employment corridors. Intel's expansion with their Ocotillo site is creating the most advanced manufacturing plant in the world. Northrop Grumman opened a new home for their launch vehicle business that supports our national defense and aerospace. Voya Financial and Toyota Financial are expanding their operations on Price Corridor. And Insight Enterprises announced its move to Chandler Airpark, while Zovio and OfferPad opened their new facilities there last year as well. Chandler companies produce a diverse array of product and services that have local as well as global impact. So we put together a video that highlights a small sample of the unique products you may or may not have known that are produced in our own backyard. So let's look at mobility next. While we look to the future, our focus extends beyond how autonomous vehicles will integrate on our streets and how we will provide safe and convenient connections for our residents, businesses, and visitors. I say it often enough that it made the speech. It is my goal for Chandler to one day earn the best roads to drive while drinking a cup of coffee. Our emphasis on street maintenance and addressing traffic concerns will remain at the forefront of priorities as we approach build-out. Construction is progressing well and will continue into 2020 to widen sections of Queen Creek, of Cooper, and Chandler Heights roads. These projects will ease congestion and improve road safety in our growing South Chandler area. The opening of the Loop 202 South Mountain Freeway expansion is extremely exciting for our city as it adds a regional connection to a vibrant and dynamic employment corridor. We've seen redevelopment and repositioning of existing buildings in West Chandler to attract companies that will benefit from this enhanced access. And as development occurs throughout our city, we're looking for opportunities to create engaging spaces and multi-use paths to connect developments and neighborhoods. Just again, south of here, south of Chandler Boulevard, the Commonwealth Canal project in downtown has won several awards for rehabilitating a historic Salt River Project canal that now pays homage to Chandler's past and its founder. This project not only made that passage more functional, it created a safe and beautiful path to connect residential neighborhoods with surrounding businesses in downtown. Elsewhere in downtown, Councilmember Rowe supported a budget amendment that commissioned a mural in downtown's historic breezeway that depicts Chandler's progress and promotes a connection from the historic square to the new square development to the south. And looking at connectivity, we continue to evaluate and test new alternatives for transportation. The Wave, our downtown e-cab service, saw great success last year, serving 1,200 riders a month with extended operations hours in response to increased demand. And after conducting a public survey regarding the use of e-scooters in our community, we're currently looking for partners to provide options in our downtown. We're also expanding and enhancing bike lanes in our community. The recently completed Transportation Master Plan identified several corridors for new lanes, for protected lanes, and shared use paths that will offer a safe way for bicyclists to travel around our city. This master plan also outlines the future development of all transportation hubs that will engage people to move around Chandler and the region. We've also started the process of updating our airport master plan to provide proper guidance for existing and future development. And I want to thank Vice Mayor Lopez, Renee Lopez, for representing council on the Airport Commission and participating in this process as well. And we look forward to engaging our community as the master plan update process progresses. Now, on to neighborhoods. Chandler is composed of unique neighborhoods and home to a diverse population. I've had the pleasure of watching many neighborhood programs grow out of our community, and I am extremely proud of the work that keeps our staff and local partners do, what they do to keep our neighborhoods safe and clean and vibrant. Just last year, together with 40 community group partners, 20 school partners, nearly 2,000 volunteers, staff coordinated over 200 service projects in our neighborhoods for a combined community investment of over $450,000 that are helping enhance our neighborhoods. Many of you have been a part of those projects, and in 2020, I look forward to launching a pilot program which will analyze the needs of specific neighborhoods and put into action solutions to address them. We're using a holistic approach to neighborhood improvement through coordination with city departments, nonprofits, our business community, faith agencies, and our community members. This approach will empower neighbors to create long-lasting and thriving neighborhoods. And I do want to commend Councilmember Orlando for being an advocate of this project. Our city was designated as a high-performance public housing authority for housing choice vouchers and public housing programs. And with the increased need for public housing options, we've begun the process to develop strategies to reposition our aging public housing units. And throughout this process, we will explore innovative options to meet the demand for housing for all income levels. Over $2.5 million was allocated through city and grant funding to programs serving Chandler's families in crisis, special populations, and youth. And we're all strengthening our partnership with schools to implement programs that will help educate and employ various populations in our city as well. Last year, our council held our first joint meeting with the Chandler Unified School Board to strengthen our relationship and discuss opportunities in the future. And speaking of opportunities in the future, let's talk about quality of life. Chandler's commitment to provide a high quality of life for residents is evident throughout all the programs and projects that I've spoken about. This location here sits on Chandler Unified School District as a joint project between the school and the city. We're celebrating our 30th anniversary season now, and the Chandler Museum just marked its first year in operation. Our newly appointed Chandler Museum Foundation will assist in supporting the museum facilities, collections, and services by expanding educational offerings through promotion, fundraising, and expertise. Our Chandler Public Library system continues to reinvent itself, and our Tumbleweed Recreation Center upgraded our fitness facility recently as well. Our taxpayer experience provides some of the lowest cost of services, utility charges, and sales tax rates in the entire valley. And as we look at Chandler today, we continue to be a growing community. We have a population of 263,000. We are young, we are diverse, and we are a talented resident base. Chandler is one of only 40 government agencies across the United States that holds a AAA bond rating from all three major rating agencies, and these ratings were reaffirmed in 2019. Chandler is experiencing the lowest crime rate ever in nearly 50 years of tracking that statistic. If you don't think that 50 years is a long time, ask someone who is a Kansas City Chiefs supporter as they waited for their team to win a Super Bowl. Chandler has been recognized as a top place for families, a best place to find a job, a top city for women in tech, and has received several accolades surrounding our schools, including having CUSD named a top school district in the state. Our students are also receiving great recognition. The Si Se Puede Chandler Girls Robotics Team, some of which are who are Chandler residents, placed third in the world for their work in autonomous technology. And many students, athletes, and teams have taken home awards and titles this year. And many, many more are being made in Chandler and will soon make their mark on the world as well. So we continue to celebrate the diverse heritage of our residents through various events, exhibits, and programs. I want to offer a very big thank you to Councilmember Huang for his role in expanding the 25th Annual Multicultural Festival with the addition of our Asian Village this year. And it was and continues to be the vision of many councils to have a park in every square mile of residential development. And I'm happy to report that we are nearing this goal with the completion of Homestead North Park, which is currently under design. Throughout last year, renovations and upgrades were made to several parks and recreational facilities across our city. These improvements are a direct result from citizen input, and I want to thank everyone who has taken time in the past to share feedback. Due to demand, we will deliver 4 new lit multi-use fields to Tumbleweed Parks this year and added lighting to 2 existing fields at Chuparosa Park. Councilmember McClymans has spearheaded the addition of 2 sand volleyball courts at Chuparosa Park as well, which will also be completed this year. The work on our parks and recreation facilities remains a top priority for Council, and we will continue to work diligently with our community to provide amenities that offer unique experiences and facilities that can be utilized for an array of uses. This year, we're running a feasibility study for a multi-generational facility to understand what the needs are for our active adults and additional programming. In tandem with this feasibility study, we're completing a master plan update for our parks as well. It is our goal, it is our aim, to offer a variety of safe and well-maintained parks for our residents and visitors. Girls softball, we hear ya. Pickleball players, we hear ya. And I hope that you will continue to make your voice heard by participating in the master plan update process. So, my first year as mayor will be a mayor I will never forget. I get to work with some incredible people as city council members and our staff, and every day I get to experience what makes Chandler great. I get to see firsthand the groundbreaking technologies that are being developed in our community, and I am honored to get to know the staff, volunteers, business owners that contribute to make our community feel like home. I've enjoyed learning the stories and the histories of our residents and founding families to understand how our community became what it is today. Many people, businesses, and places make Chandler Chandler. And I want to thank you all for being part of our community's history and for continuing to be an important part of our history and where we will be tomorrow.
I teach 9th through 12th grade, honors bio, human bio, and honors science research. I work on a lot of projects with my students. We wrote a recent grant to the Arizona Recycling Coalition. I have a project going on for styrofoam recycling using some beetles and bugs. We probably produce around 400 styrofoam trays. It's not a big deal when it comes to the total mass. But if we can take that 400 styrofoam plates within our school, and every school does that, we are having a huge impact in the community.
The reason why we started State 48 is we felt like nothing was representing Arizona in a positive, fashionable way. So collaborations wasn't even part of the original business model. We first started working with Bruce Arians when he was the Cardinals head coach, and that really set the baseline for collaborations. We've done 198 collaborations this year alone, so that's creating the co-brand design for XYZ organization. We've personally generated, with donations of co-branded stuff that we sell on our website, well over $50,000 this year alone.
I have been dancing since I was about 18 months old. I grew up here as a youth, going to school at Chandler High, and also my dad had played baseball for the Chandler High School. It's important to keep the culture relevant. I've been able to shed the light through my dancing, where my dancing has taken me all over the world, such as Australia, the UK, over in Toronto, Canada, and all around the US. Branch off into like making movies, also the music stuff, meeting different celebrities, and just meeting a lot of people in general. So it's definitely changed my life.
"22 years ago is when I first bought my first property in downtown Chandler. For me, it was more about what was missing and what can we do to bring more energy and more excitement and more choices. Infill and redevelopment brings life and energy to something that was otherwise abandoned or unused, and so people get excited when they see that. You know, when people and the city, they partner to redevelopment properties like this, everyone gets excited. And every city in the world needs a downtown. It's the heart, it's the soul, it's where the pulse is, and so we love being part of this.
I was actually born with a hole in my heart and severe valve issues. Doctors said I wouldn't actually live past the age of 1. Team Memory, this is a complete grassroots organization. I was living in Chandler at the time I heard a message from my church, and they talked about giving more than you receive 1 year for Christmas. Now, as a 5th grader, I said I want to give 1 teddy bear back to a hospital, and I'd be helping the hospitals that had helped me so much when I was, moving on through my medical struggles. And that year, we were able to raise over 485 bears in just 2 weeks for Phoenix Children's Hospital. Today, we are in 14 states. We give to over 60 hospitals, not including other adoption facilities, homeless shelters, veterans, anything you can think of. And we've been able to give just under 60,000 teddy bears over those last 10 years.
Crown Castle, we are a shared communications infrastructure company. If you have a cell phone, you're pretty much relying on wireless infrastructure. So as you pull up your maps, there's a data service connection that has to happen, that happens between your phone, a cell tower, or a small cell that allows that transmission to happen. You use social media on your cell phone. If you're like me and you're checking the cameras at home to see if your dog is actually behaving, you're using our services. And the really cool thing about our team in Chandler is we're focused on providing the infrastructure services for the West. So that covers 11 states. So you're thinking about work that's being done in Southern California, work that's being done in Seattle and San Francisco. A lot of that comes back to the team here in Chandler to actually make that happen.
I volunteered in Chandler for 18 years now. I started volunteering here because my church, Chandler Presbyterian Church, is one of the founding members of Ascend, which used to be Chandler Christian Community Center when I first started volunteering here. On average, I volunteer about 1,000 hours a year, but last year I volunteered about 1,900 hours because the food bank manager was new and I had been here a long time, and I have almost everything kind of stuck in my head. So when Tracy Washington, the last program manager for the food bank, passed, I promised him I would take care of his food bank. And that's what I'm doing. That's what fills my heart.
We're excited to be part of the Chandler community. We believe the services that we provide in terms of connecting data, people, and services is key to enabling smart city and actually building out technology and economic hubs. As we think about where 5G is headed, the range of use cases and businesses that can be built around that, we believe our infrastructure can really help the communities and the city really stand out as we move towards the future.
The relationships are what reminds me personally every day of why we do what we do. The connections we have and the relationships we build just goes so far. Keeps you going and just wants to make you, continue to make a difference in our community.
For us, it's about doing our best, being our best, doing things with our hands, with our minds, with our soul, and doing things to the best of our ability. And so that can be contagious to either neighbors, consumers, people that come here and enjoy this, our guests, our friends. So a lot of what we do hoping that other people can say, hey, I can see myself down here.
And I'm really happy that the kids' projects are bringing Chandler up. It's bringing the whole community up, because whatever small level they're doing, it's not just influencing their lives, it's influencing the community as a whole.
Our goal is to bring as much love and joy and happiness as humanly possible. So if we're doing that, we're doing our jobs fantastically. Without the team aspect of team Emory, there would be no Emory period. It's crazy what started as a 5th grade idea in Chandler, with a bunch of these other Chandler kids are still impacting people 10 years later. It's incredible.